Okay. I think we got something going on here. Let me see. You there, Mr.
I'm here.
Todd? Sometimes my music plays, sometimes it doesn't. I hate when that happens, but I like to play me some music. Okay, so we're talking about what should you expect from taking herbs? Okay, so like everyone is looking for a quick fix, not realizing that every health challenge created took a lot of time to build or create that health challenge. So when you start taking herbs, what should you? Okay, we're trying that again. I hung up the phone.
I'm here. Can you hear me, Forrest?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
I can hear you. I can hear you. I can hear you. I just hope our audience can hear you. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I can see the app now, so I think you can hear
Okay,
me.
good. You're connected. Okay, so we're talking about what are we talking about? What are we talking about, Todd?
What should people expect when taking herbs?
Should people expect anything from taking herbs?
Yes, they should, but maybe not what they're
Why?
expecting.
Why should you expect you? Okay, so what do they expect from taking pharmaceutical drugs?
When people take pharmaceutical drugs, they're expecting an immediate uh, response. So they're expecting something to go away immediately. But even though the problem is not really going away, it's just being covered up.
So it's basically just hiding. It's touching the symptom. It- So is it pacifying the symptom or hiding the symptom?
It's
Or
hiding the symptoms. So, for
yeah,
example,
okay,
like let's say you have a headache. When you take
okay.
aspirin, you still have the headache, you just can't feel it. So people are expecting the same thing from herbs. They're expecting when they take the herbs for the symptom to go away immediately, like the symptom does when you take drugs. But that's
Do they-
that's deception. It's not really going away
Why not?
because you still have the problem. You just can't feel it. You're covering up your nervous system's ability to transmit the symptom to you.
Okay, so what is herbs gonna do? Why should or what should they expect herbs to do then?
So if you're taking the proper herbs for for your situation, what the herbs are going to do is going to work on the root cause of the problem. Now, it may address the symptom to a certain degree, but it's basically going to be healing. It's going to be healing you from the root cause and not just cover up the symptom.
Okay, so before we get started real good, guess what? This is Herbs of the Forest, guys. Y'all are on Herbs of the Forest podcast. My name is Forrest Gump, and I got the other herbalists on here. What's your name, sir?
Todd Lineham.
Okay, now this information is about historical observations and data relating to herbs. This information is not intended to be a substitute for medical advice by a licensed physician. The listener should consult a physician regularly in all matters related to medical problems, especially in matters of diagnosing, treating, or curing disease or other physical or mental conditions. For all those who desire answers to physical problems and desire to build a better health naturally, the purpose of our content is to help you gain knowledge with plants to alleviate unnecessary suffering. So be sure that there's a physical solution for every physical problem. Well, it wouldn't be a physical problem. So I just basically told you what you should expect from herbs because we our work addressed a host of physical problems from the standpoint of what to use and how to fix them. I'm not. I'm going to address how to use herbs to get the body healthy and strong and keep it that way. Okay, because the word herb here is used and the meaning of plant food substance that help you more than it hurts you when you eat it. So now let's go back to the topic of conversation. What should they expect from taking herbs? And is there a long time? Do they got to wait a long time? Keeping in mind everyone is looking for a quick fix. You know,
Okay,
not
so let me give
realizing.
you an example. Let's give them an
Okay,
example. So let's say you're coughing. If you're coughing, that's a reflex to get mucus out of your lungs. So when you take a drug like cough syrup or something like that, what that is, that's a cough suppressant. So you're going to stop coughing immediately because it's getting rid of the reflex. That's
it's
not
suppressing the
removing.
it's suppressing the cough. The medicine is suppressing the cough, correct?
Right, but but
But the
but the,
cough.
but
But wait a minute. But let's get this. Let's make sure they understand this. But the cough is a necessary effect, so the body is telling you from the cough that it's going to help you get rid of that problem. Am I right?
right. So the problem might be that there's mucus in your lungs. So
Okay.
so if you suppress if you suppress the reflex to cough because you're taking cough suppressant, then the mucus stays in your lungs and gets harder. It makes the problem worse the next time you get a cold. Now,
So the
so let's say you
so the
take a
cough
herb like go ahead.
so the cough is a good thing.
Yeah. But see, it's being perceived as a bad thing because you don't want to disturb people by coughing around them. So you're sabotaging your own health because you don't want to inconvenience someone else.
Oh man. Okay. So people don't know. See, people don't know this because everybody looking for a quick fix.
Right.
But I think what we really need to help people understand is no matter what your health challenge is, you built that over time.
Right.
So whatever you are expecting from herbs, just remember nothing is going to give you what you want right away. The proof to that is if medicine suppresses the cough, it's stopping the body from doing what it needs to do to help you get rid of the problem, right?
Correct. So let me give you another
So
example for what herbs. What herbs are going to do for that cough. So let's say you
okay.
take licorice root or mullein leaf as opposed to taking the cough suppressant. What that's going to do is going to cause the mucus to be expelled from your lungs. So it's going to make you cough and get the mucus up. So it's going to loosen the mucus so that when you do cough, it comes out. So do you want to suppress the cough because you don't want to inconvenience the people around you and you want to keep that mucus in your lungs, or do you want to have the mucus loosened up so when you do cough it comes out so then you don't have the problem anymore. So you have to decide what are you trying to do when you're taking these when you have a cough.
Okay, so people need to understand no matter what you're doing, one method assists the body into healing and the other method suppresses the body's ability to heal. Is that what you just said?
Yeah, or suppresses the symptoms so you don't so you can continue walking around and not inconvenience people or not feel the pain.
Okay, so
But
what
see,
should people
when you suppress the pain or something like that, what you have to realize, just because you don't feel something doesn't mean it's still not there. And what ends up happening is you end up getting worse over time because you have not addressed the situation. You just don't feel it.
Okay, so you're not in other words they're not addressing the cause. If you don't
Right.
ever address the cause, you'll never you never heal. Or well that might not be true because people still heal when they don't address the cause with medication.
They're not healing. They just can't.
What if
That's being managed into acceptable parameters where they can live with it. It's not being healed.
because they never address the cause. So
Cough
so
syrup.
so
The cough syrup does not heal you from having a cough. It just prevents you from coughing.
wow,
So
and
the
you
mucus
need
is
the
still in your
cough.
lungs.
Right. So you need the cough in order for the body to actually begin to heal you because it's
Right.
pushing that stuff out of you. Whether it's going
Exactly.
down or coming up, it's still coming out of you. Okay, so now how does that relate to herbs?
So herbs are always going to address, if you know what herbs to take, they're always going to address the root cause of your problem and start to solve that. Now, what you have to understand is that, like you said earlier, you may have caused this problem by 10, 20, 30 years of living improperly so that you have this problem. So the herbs are going to take anywhere from 30 days to maybe a year to heal your problem completely, depending on how bad you are.
Well, and you know what? I got a good example for that too because I was completely slap bald headed. My hair was starting to recede in the very top. So I decided I wanted to see if I could grow my hair. Now, hair doesn't grow from the outside out. It doesn't, in other words, you can't put anything on the outside of your hair to make it grow. You have to feed the follicles, which are on the inside of, under your scalp, in your, in your physical genetic makeup. So I started taking something to grow my hair. I started taking herbs to grow my hair. My hair started growing, but it took 3 years for my hair to reach my shoulders. It took 7 years for my hair to reach the center of my back, so I could reach around and grab it. Look at how much time it took. 3 years is a long time to take a herb that will grow your hair, but people don't want to put the time, not realizing that every ailment they built over time. It doesn't
Correct.
matter what it is. Everything you're suffering from, you have been building that or creating that for a long time. When it finally shows its face, you're at a point to where the body is saying, "Okay, I need help."
Exactly.
So, what should you expect from herbs? It's like the Mr. Herbalist just said. The moment you start taking herbs, you start addressing the cause of your problem. The cause of my problem was I didn't have the right minerals and nutrients for my hair to grow. That's what the cause of my problem was. The moment I started taking those herbs for that, my hair started growing. That, even when I had asthma, when I started taking the lung formula for my asthma, it actually helped my lungs overcome the issue of not being able to breathe. So, but now, mind you, I built that asthma for 40 years, eating dairy, cheese, and all that good stuff, the meat, the eggs, all that stuff. But in 30 days, I was able to get rid of asthma that I had for 40 years from just simply taking the herbs. Everybody's body's different, but remember, if you build a problem, you got to basically unbuild it. But the only thing you can unbuild it with is herbs. You cannot unbuild it with medicine. It does not
So,
talk to your genetic code. Go ahead.
so before you start taking herbs, when you were taking the inhaler or the stuff like that, Primatine Mist or the inhaler, what did you think that was doing for you?
It was pacifying me for the moment. It was allowing me to breathe for the moment. When you can breathe for the minute, you're gonna take that no matter what.
Yeah,
I don't care who
exactly.
you are. I ain't telling nobody. Don't throw away your pump, okay? Okay, don't throw away your. You know, you still got to breathe.
Right.
But that's only a temporary fix. That is not. You're looking in all things dealing with health. You're looking for a permanent fix. That's the difference between herbs and medication.
And
Herbs
see,
and vitamins.
the reason I asked you that about the inhaler, because medication has its place. It's for emergency purposes. You
I
know.
don't think people understand that. I don't think people understand that. I know for a fact people have never heard what you just said. 99.9% of society does not
Well, how
know
would I how
that
would I sound telling somebody to take some milk thistle if they broke their arm? That doesn't
crazy.
make sense. So see,
Nope.
so you have to understand that medication has its best use. What I say is called battlefield medicine. When you're at war or in crisis, then you need to take a medication because you're like, look, I got to take this because I can't endure the pain, or I got to take this to preserve my life. But herbs are for, first of all, prevention so you never have the problem and addressing the root cause. So, definitely, if you have a life threatening situation, you're going to have to take some medication to mitigate that. However, the better choice is to take herbs before you get sick and if you do get sick, take herbs to solve the problem, to
So
get to the
so
root
so
cause of it. So you don't have to keep
so
taking
so
medication forever.
in other words, prevention is better than cure remedy. See, but they're not there. Everybody's sick now. So for the people who are right now sick, what do you tell them? I mean, they think herbs are folk. They think it's they think herbs don't work. They think it's just something that their parents.
The reason they think herbs don't work is because the herbs don't work the way they're used to medication working. It doesn't work the same way medication works. So that's why there's a misconception. So, for example, if you ask anybody, let's say somebody has an erectile dysfunction problem, and that's a lot of people have that issue, especially when they get over 40,
Right?
and they start popping Viagra. Now, the reason your part is not working is not because you're deficient in Viagra. That's not the problem. The problem is you have an issue of a blood flow not work not you have a circulation problem or maybe a psychological problem or emotional problem that's causing you not to
Ho-
be able to have this
ho-
erection.
Hold on. You talking about EDD?
Yeah,
You talking about Ed? Man, look at me. So you talking about people with Ed? They created over a long time. Is that what you're saying?
created over a long time. And like I always tell people, like I talked to a woman not too long ago. She was thinking about cheating on her husband because he was having issues with in the bedroom.
Okay.
And I had to tell her that she's part of the problem because and she looked at me like, well, don't you see I'm attractive? How can I be part of the problem?
She about to cuss
You
you out.
know,
She
right?
about to cuss you
And I
out.
had to I had to explain to her that who's cooking his meals, putting hog mogs and pig feet on his plate, and you're clogging his arteries up and then expecting him to perform like a Superman.
So you're saying diet is the number one culprit for all health challenges.
Most problems can be traced back to your diet.
I would honestly say high 90s. That is a fact, and that's just based off of research and obviously talking to a lot of people. But so can herbs can't help with EDD?
Yes, they can. Now it's not going to work as fast as Viagra, but you're not going to have the issues that Viagra causes, where you might the
The
disclaimer it
headaches
may
and all.
cause blindness
Right.
or loss of hearing and stuff like that. You don't have to
Make
worry
you want to
about
jump
those
off.
type of side effects.
Make you want to jump off a bridge and kill somebody just to
Right.
get your heart on. Okay, so there are herbs. Well, I did some research on since we're talking about Ed. I did a lot of research, and what I discovered that was there's a smooth muscle that regulates the blood flow, and that smooth muscle, which is internal part of the body, stops working. Once that smooth muscle stops working, it won't close off the blood and let the blood flow up and stay up. It's supposed to shut. Once that blood goes into the phallus, it's supposed to close and stop the blood from coming back down. That muscle stops working, and it's called the smooth muscle. So, you know, most people have never heard this before. So again, you got to clean your body up, and the only thing that you can actually use to clean your body up is not a doctor. It is herbs.
That's correct.
It is herbs. So what should you expect from herbs? Herbs have the most benefits for the human DNA than anything on the planet. Let me say that again. Herbs address the DNA of the human anatomy more than anything on the planet. Herbs do this. I don't care what you're told. I don't care what quick fix you're trying to get. There is no such thing as a quick fix when it comes to the human body. You have a deoxyribonucleic acid a structure, and to meet the requirements of that structure, you must have minerals, nutrients, and trace elements, which all operate on behalf of your DNA. You've probably never heard this before. So you can keep doing the same thing, expecting different results, or you can begin to learn what we're talking about so that you can do the things that's going to actually start working and change your DNA. Repair your DNA. Fix it. It can be fixed. It's not too late as long as you're breathing. If you're above ground, you can fix it. But if you're underground, you can't fix it. So
That's, that's correct. And like I like
what
to just make sure people understand that we're not saying that medication is bad. What we're telling you is medication has a purpose for emergency crisis situations. You should not be taking medication on a daily basis to deal with a problem.
man, you got people taking that crap for 20, 10, 15, 20, 30 years.
Right. And most of the
And they still
medications
got
have side
and they
effects.
and they still got the same problem they had from the moment they started taking it. If that don't make you stop and go, wait a minute, I've been taking this for a year and I still got the same problem. If you can't come to a conclusion that that stuff is not working for you, you're not dumb. There is no definition for what you are. And I don't say this to insult. I say this to open the mind and make you think. If you're taking something for an entire year and it ain't changed your status, please, please, please find something else.
But
Go
here's the
back to
thing,
nature.
Forrest. Here's the thing,
Uh,
Forrest. It's not supposed to change their status. When the doctor prescribes, like for example, high blood pressure medicine, he doesn't tell you it's going to get rid of your blood pressure. He just tells you that we're going to use this to 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 force your blood pressure into acceptable ranges. So he doesn't say it's going to ever fix it. He's never made any promises. It's you, the uninformed consumer, who's making the assumption it's going to fix your problem, but it's not. The doctor never makes a claim that it's going to fix it. He just tells you. See, you have this
um,
unrealistic expectation. And so you keep taking this stuff and it has side effects. And next thing you know, your problem has gotten worse because you haven't addressed the root cause. Now you got to take two medications. Then you
so,
take another medication, it might cause your liver to go, but now you got to take something for your liver. So you end up taking
so,
five or
so
six
wait a
pills
minute.
because
So wait a minute. So the doctor is not lying to them then.
no, he's not lying. He's not lying. You see, you're going to the doctor and you're expecting to be healed, and he's not in the business of healing. He's in the business of managing.
I hope somebody hears this message and truly gets it. Because we're not talking, like you said, we're not talking bad about anybody here. We're stating facts, facts that you can validate. I'm talking about
You
you,
know
the
what?
consumer, the person that's suffering, huh?
You got to think about it. If you go into the doctor all messed up, his first thought is, I got to save this fool's life. So I got to get him into I got to quickly get him into a state of stabilize this person. And the only way he can stabilize you quickly is with pharmaceutical drugs. He's got to stabilize you. You're unstable. Unstable mind, unstable body.
Wow. Hold, back. You said unstable mind equals an unstable body. Wow. That was deep. That was deep in the sense that it made all the sense in the world.
Right. So now it's up to you or it's up to either me or you or the person himself to reclaim their righteous mind and figure out what's wrong with their body and why they're having these problems. You got to go back to nature to get yourself back into the correct state. The doctor's only there to stabilize your problem. Because this fool, you've been a fool to eating the wrong stuff, living wrong, smoking, drinking in excess for years, and now you have a problem. So the doctor's looking at you like, I got to stabilize your ass.
Okay. Okay, so what should people expect from taking herbs, Mr. Herbley? I mean, what should they really expect?
First, primarily they should be taking herbs expecting for prevention. So if you take herbs before you get sick, you won't get sick. But if you are sick, you're going to expect that you should be expecting the herbs to over time address the root cause of your problem and the problem to go away. Because once you get rid of the cause, the
The
effect, which
effect
is your
goes
disease,
away.
automatically goes away.
Right, right. Okay, so for everyone listening, stop looking for a quick fix. Your body has a requirement. If you don't meet it, you're going to die. If you don't meet the minerals, nutrients, and trace element requirement that the DNA is asking for, you're slowly dying. You can stop it, but you got to first understand what you need to stop it. We're not just saying these things. You can validate everything we're saying. That's what I like about what we do when it comes to herbs. You can validate. There are doctors who will tell you the truth about herbs. All you got to do is read what they write. Doctors who are now selling herbs because they've seen how greater the effects of herbs with healing the human body than medicine. So,
You know what? I like to give people a source when you say something like that. So, like for example, Dr. Gundry is one of my favorites.
yes, my favorite too.
And he
Yes,
talks about now that's Gundry, Dr. Gundry. He has books, and he's a former heart surgeon, right? And he
30
actually
years.
yeah.
For 30 years, he was a heart surgeon. He had the big office, the big hospital thing. He cold hard quit that and start selling herbs. And he's telling people the truth now because he experimented on enough patients with herbs as opposed to medicine. It made him leave his practice and start helping people to truly heal. We're telling you the same thing can happen to you right now, but you got to get on. You really got to take responsibility for your own health. If you
And you know
don't,
what?
you'll never heal.
Go ahead. I like that. I like
No, no,
that.
no. Go
Take
ahead. Go ahead.
responsibility for your health. And we're here to help you with that. So I know we know that most people don't know which herbs to take for each situation. So that's why we have our website, herbsoftheforest.com, where you can actually look up your disease and it will tell you what herbs, and you can actually buy them from us, or at least if you don't want to buy them from us, you can see what herbs you should be taking for that situation to prevent and to heal your problem.
Because each problem has a solution. There's a formula for each problem on our website that you can actually read about and see the herbs that we're telling you that will help your body overcome that particular health challenge. So we're giving you the information. Even if you don't want to buy from us, we're still giving you that information and you can go gather all those herbs yourself. That's right. You don't need us for that. But what you do need is guidance, knowledge, wisdom. You need someone who you can pick up the phone and say, hey, you know, enlighten me. What books should I read? What should I
Right.
do? Where should I go? That's what we're here for.
Now, but what I will say that if you try to buy the stuff that we all the herbs we recommend for your specific problem, it may be more expensive to buy it someplace else than us because we have like maybe 15, 20 herbs in one formula. So if you're trying to buy those
Yeah, but
herbs individually, it's probably going to cost you a lot more than just getting the stuff from us because we've already combined, we've done the work and we've done the research to see what works best for each problem and which herbs work
to
together
me,
to.
to me, Todd, that ain't even a topic of conversation for the person. See, because you got two kind of people: the one who are gonna gravitate toward the stuff that's already done, and the one who are going to go ahead and do what it takes and get it done themselves. That's the only two kind of people you got. Now, who are we talking to?
I'm
We're
talking to
talking to
both.
both. We're talking to both. Thank you. Right answer. We're talking to both. So now you got a choice. We got it made ready made for you, already done. Or you can look at the ingredients and do it yourself. See, that's neither here nor there. What's more important is that you get up and do something. So we're saying what you should expect from herbs is a complete rejuvenation and change in your entire existence because now you're feeding your body's DNA. You're giving your body the minerals, nutrients, and trace elements that it actually needs, not medication and not vitamins. I said minerals, nutrients, and trace elements. That's what your body needs. That's what you can expect from herbs as they clean your major organs, as they help your body to heal from all your health challenges. That's right, all. I didn't leave none out, including cancer. Didn't leave that out
Wow,
either.
you're passionate today. You get passionate about this stuff.
Okay, so now www.herbsoftheforest.com. If you want to, 888-619-4372. Let me say that real slow because I talk really fast. 888-619-4372. Call us and talk to us and don't be scared. Nobody gonna chop your head off. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna slow down and help you catch up. I'll even tell you what books we read so that you can gain this knowledge as well. I don't want you to believe me. I want you to check me. That's what I want you to do. Check and see if what I'm saying is true. Because if you discover what I'm saying is true, now you got yourself a personal herbalist, someone you can pick up the phone and call and talk to. What's better than that, Todd?
I can't think of anything better than that.
I can't either because you can't pick up the phone and talk to no doctor without him peddling you some drugs that he don't even make. Hello, but we're not going there. Enough said is done. My name is Forrest Gump, and
And I'm Todd Lynham. Thank you for
thanks.
listening.
And until next time, I think we're gonna talk about Alzheimer's next time. You know, all y'all gonna get this if you don't change your diet, by the way. So until next time, peace out.